We said that a lot of this course is based off of mistakes that we've made. So we're going to start this chapter with just that. We're going to start with some of our mistakes. And that comes in the form of unlisted videos. Videos we made that were once public that are now no longer on the internet. I'm going to read you some of these titles. Colin and Samir go paddle boating. Top 5 unlikely animal odd couples. That has 755 views. Do I look like Neve from Catfish?
Wait, that one's unlisted?
Yeah, I unlisted that one.
Why? I love that video.
Who is that for? No one's watching that. Amazon Whole Foods price cuts, The Truth, Our Friend Terry, Risky Drone Flight, and Should We Buy This Camera?
It's funny to think about the fact that we were making those videos and we would look at each other and be confused why we couldn't catch any traction on YouTube.
Why was no one watching this? Risky Drone Flight? Followed up by Amazon price cuts, The Truth?
Amazon cuts Whole Food prices as much as 43%.
I was there this morning and I looked. I didn't see any signage about that.
Why was no one commenting about this? No one sharing it?
Okay, so all these videos are unlisted, so do not try and go watch them. But we can tell you that these videos really didn't help us grow any type of audience on YouTube. All right, so that is us reacting to our old videos. And the problem there was just that we didn't ask ourselves 2 really simple questions. Who are these videos for and why would they watch? Now, in this video, we're going to walk through 2 exercises. The first one is to define our audience, to get really clear and specific about who we are making videos for. And the second exercise is to help us understand why those people would watch our videos. All right, so you're going to find the audience audit worksheet. It's linked here. You can download it. You can print it out if you want, or you can also fill it out digitally. But when you open this, you're going to see step 1 is to define your audience. Now, there's a huge blank white space here, and that's because the goal is to just characterize your audience. We're going to just start out by writing out as many details as we can about our audience. This can be the audience that you currently have on your channel, or it can be representative of the audience that you are trying to build. So in the black box here, we put a couple of thought starters and questions to help guide you to figure out these characteristics. Are the people in your audience professionals or consumers? What does your audience do for work? What does your audience do for fun? How old are they? Are they budget conscious? Now, when Colin and I first started the Colin and Samir show, we wanted to make a show for people like us. And people like us or people like me is actually a really great place to start with this exercise. So when we first started, we just thought about our own interests and our own characteristics. So first and foremost, we were fans of YouTube. We were fans of a ton of top creators and really interested in the nuances of how they were making their videos. We were former freelance videographers. We were graphic designers. We were video editors. There's a lot of characteristics to describe yourself. Now, the last question here in the black box is who is not in your audience? And that's actually a really important question and can reveal to you some specifics about who is in your audience. So for example, if we take MKBHD, one of the largest tech creators, his videos are really in the weeds of what is inside the tech that we're using on a day-to-day basis. So if we think about who is not in his audience, we could think about the utilitarian tech consumer, meaning the person who just uses tech because they have to use the tech. They don't really know what laptop they're using. They just use it because they need to. All right, the second step in our audience audit exercise is to segment our audience. Basically, we're going to group those characteristics that we just wrote down into 3 to 4 different audience segments and describe those. So here's our 4 audience segments from when we did this exercise. Aspiring creators. These are creators who want to generate an income from creating and distributing content. Professional creators. These are creators who are generating all their income from creating and distributing content. Creator industry. These could be employees of creators, agents, managers, or anyone who's working directly with creators and helping them grow their business. And creator curious. These are people who are interested in creators. They watch a lot of YouTube. They might not necessarily have an interest in becoming creators themselves, but they're fans of the platform. So having these specific audience segments helps you picture the people you are making your videos for. It's really important to remember that when you upload a YouTube video, there's real people on the other side. And actually being able to picture them, have a specific understanding of their interests, that's going to really help you in your ideation process and bring a lot of clarity to what videos you're putting out on your channel. So now that we have a sense of who these people are, let's talk about why they watch. That's our second worksheet here. It's called the value proposition worksheet. Now, when you open up this worksheet, you're going to see 3 columns. identity, emotion, and action. So in the identities column, we're going to list those 3 to 4 audience segments that we just worked on. So for us, that's aspiring creators, professional creators, creator industry, and creator curious. Now in the next column, we're going to write down the emotions that we want them to feel while they're watching our videos. And then finally, in that third column, we're going to write down the actions we want them to take after they're finished watching our videos. So the goal with all of our videos is to make a specific audience feel something enough to take an action. That's why we are doing this exercise, to deeply understand what that transformation is. Let's start with our first segment, aspiring creators. What do we want aspiring creators to feel after they watch our videos? Well, we want them to feel empowered. We want them to feel inspired. And when it comes to the actions that they could take, if we make them feel that way, I would say they would feel inspired to actually go out and create a video. For professional creators, we want them to feel educated to go build better businesses. We also want them to feel less alone. We want them to feel a sense of community. That was something that was really important to us as we were growing in our career. We wanted to feel like we were part of a bigger community, and we wanted to connect with other stories and other creators who are doing the same thing as us. For creator industry, the emotion we want them to feel is empathy towards creators. We want them to have a better understanding of what it's like to be a creator. And the action we want them to take is to help us solve problems and bring us new opportunities. For the creator curious, we want them to be really excited about YouTube and about the creator economy. We also want them to feel more connected to their favorite creators on the platform. In terms of action, our goal is to tell inspiring stories about the platform they love. So the hope is that they'd want to share those stories. Now, an important emotion and action that we can all write down here, under emotion, we can all write trust. We want our audience to trust our content. And when it comes to action, we can all write watch more videos. The goal here is to build enough trust with all of our audience segments that they want to watch another one of our videos on our channel. That theme is going to come up a lot throughout our course, but it's a real universal theme in terms of growing a YouTube channel. Now, when it comes to this sheet and having it all filled out, you can draw lines from different identities to different emotions to different actions. And drawing a line from one of your audience identities to an emotion, that should spark ideas for videos. That should start to give you at least a starting ground to go, how could I make that audience segment feel that emotion? Now, doing this work is going to really help you clarify who you are trying to reach and why would they watch. I just can't reiterate that enough. Those 2 questions are really simple, but really important. Who are these videos for and why would they watch? Now, to get our audience to watch our videos, that's the next step. That is all about packaging. It's all about earning the click. It's all about titles and thumbnails. That's what we're going to get into next.